Hi, welcome to the introductory video for EFT. EFT is actually an acronym for the Emotional Freedom Technique. This is a energy psychology version. It is a wonderful relaxation technique that I like because in the example that I best use is that when you're having a panic attack, it's kind of like you have an overloaded power strip. And I think, in my opinion, EFT is like plugging in one extra cord to that power strip, and it kind of blows the panic attack out of the water. It helps you regroup and take time to come down to where you need to be again. Now, this technique uses a variety of different senses. So you're using tapping, so you're using your sense of touch, which is stimulating you. You're speaking out loud, which uses a couple different senses. And I think that in using a couple of these different senses, it helps you step outside of that thought, that overwhelming feeling. And whenever you do this too, you make sure that you're doing smooth, even breaths, deep breaths in and out. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to walk you through what EFT is and show you the tapping points. Now first, when you tap, I always use my middle fingers. Obviously, they're longest on your hand, and no pun intended, that's not why we're using them. So what it is using your middle fingers. They are a strong dominant finger, and you tap the different points. The first point will be right here on the inner arches of your eyebrows. The next point is right here on your cheeks. The next point goes with one hand right here, the divot below your nose. Next one, the chin. Next one right here. There's a soft point right here. Whenever you feel it's kind of between your bones and your clavicle, it's right here. It's kind of a tender point, and that's going to be a point right there. And then the final closing point we're going to use today is it's right here. It's like a karate chop. And there's a little mini version at the end I'll also talk about. Now with this, what you do is before you start the tapping is you find a self-soothing statement. So you want to figure out whatever the issue is that you're having right now and confront the issue. Have the statement soothe the issue. So many times when people are doing this, they're doing this for anxiety or a panic attack. So one of the elements that I like to do, the statement that I commonly use is, even though I have anxiety, I will get through this and I'll be okay. You can of course adapt that to any statement that you want, that you feel comfortable with. Now, what I'll do is in this instructional video, I'll go through step by step, and then I'll pause after each step. That way you have the opportunity, you can repeat after me as we're going through it. And then I'll post a second video where we just do one clean walkthrough of this technique. So again, I will do each step, pause, and then you just do what I did. And then we'll pick back up and we'll go through the different points. So starting out, we're going to start at this eyebrow point. And when I do this, I always close my eyes. So it helps you focus. Even though I have anxiety, I'll get through this and I'll be okay. Next step. Even though I have anxiety, I'll get through this and I'll be okay. Next step. Even though I have anxiety, I'll get through this and I'll be okay. Even though I have anxiety, I'll get through this and I'll be okay. Next up, even though I have anxiety, I'll get through this and I'll be okay. Even though I have anxiety, I'll get through this and I'll be okay. And when you finish, take a giant deep breath, filling your lungs completely. And relax your muscles downward. Now hopefully that'll help clear your head a little bit and slow you down and feel better. And as a little sidebar, There's a version of this that you can actually do in a pinch. If you're in a meeting, you're somewhere that it's not really appropriate to do the tapping, you're sitting on the bus. Something that you can do instead of using these tap points is you could actually use your fingertips. Even though I have anxiety, I'll get through this and I'll be okay. And then move and do through each fingertip. Do that silently in your head. And that's a technique that you can also do in public. So I will post another brief video of just walking through that without pauses. And again, when you do it, you go with no pauses, just go straight through to the different points. And I will also post where you can get this information and learn the correct teaching of this. It's actually the EFTuniverse.com. I will post that with this, and if you look at that video, there is a 10-minute instructional video that goes with it, and you also can find the mini instructional manual on how to teach this and learn about this. So thanks and good luck.